In today's world, where productivity is often equated with constant hustle and bustle, patience might seem like an useless virtue. But Mother Nature has always moved in a different time, and look at all it has grown. We've become so accustomed to the fast pace of life that we overlook how nature moves, at its own rhythm without rushing, and with an undeniable sense of purpose. When we stop to listen, we discover that nature offers us valuable insights on how to slow down and be present, especially when it comes to nurturing our creativity and finding balance in our work. It might seem like fluffy talk, but I can assure you there's so much wisdom in it. I, myself, have been so impatient, dropping projects before they could flourish and giving in to anxiety. Life is so much harder when you're always on the go, and sometimes it's not really helping you get your desired results. The gentle art of patience. When we observe nature, we see that everything has its time. Flowers bloom in their season, trees grow steadily, and rivers carve paths through the landscape with calm persistence. Nothing in nature demands immediate results, and yet everything evolves beautifully. Patience, as nature shows us, isn't about waiting passively for something to happen. It's about trusting the process. Just as a seed doesn't worry about when it will sprout, we can allow our ideas and projects the time they need to unfold. We often feel the need to push ourselves for immediate results, especially in creative endeavors. But true growth, both in nature and in our work, takes time. Think about a forest. It takes years, sometimes decades, for trees to reach their full height, but with each passing day they inch closer to their goal. That steady progress reminds us that we too can move forward in our own time, one small step at a time. There's no need to rush. Of course, this might sound a bit out of touch, given most of us have to adapt to whatever rhythm our jobs and responsibilities demand. But you might want to think about your life as your long-term project here. Your relationships, your talents, your creative projects, your spiritual wisdom, even your career in the long term. They all take time to reach their best shape, and truth be told, they will grow in their own rhythm even if you wish to rush it. The rhythm of the seasons, embracing different phases. Nature's cycles offer a beautiful metaphor for our own creative work. Just as the seasons change, our creative practices go through phases. Some days are full of inspiration, like the vibrant energy of spring, where ideas bloom and our creativity flows freely. Other times may feel more like winter, a period of rest, reflection, or even creative dormancy. We can learn to embrace each phase without judgment. In nature, winter is just as essential as summer. It allows for rest and renewal, even if it's not immediately visible. Similarly, creative slumps or periods of quiet aren't failures. They're necessary parts of the process. We can use them as opportunities to reflect, recharge, and build a foundation for the next burst of creativity. By letting go of the pressure to always be on and constantly producing, we can appreciate that creativity, like nature, has its own rhythm. Some days will be filled with productivity, while others may be for nurturing our inner world or simply being still. Embrace the flow, trusting that every phase, whether active or restful, is contributing to your journey. Nature's stillness, finding clarity in quiet. It's easy to forget the power of stillness. Yet it is often in the quiet moments that we find clarity and the space needed to nurture our ideas. If we take time to step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and simply be present, we create room for new thoughts and insights to emerge. Creativity, in many ways, is born in silence. When we allow ourselves to be still, we create a space for our minds to rest and recalibrate. Embracing stillness in our creative practices can lead to unexpected bursts of inspiration. Lessons in resilience. Nature's unyielding persistence. Nature also teaches us resilience. Think about a tree growing through the cracks in the pavement, or a flower blooming despite the harshest conditions. These resilient forms of life remind us that no matter how tough things get, we have the ability to adapt and persevere. This resilience is crucial for creativity and productivity. There will always be obstacles, self-doubt, distractions, external pressures. But nature teaches us that growth is still possible, even in less than ideal circumstances. The key is persistence. Just as nature continues to grow through challenges, we too can keep moving forward, even if it's just in small, steady increments. When we face setbacks in our creative journeys, we can look to nature for inspiration. Resilience isn't about forcing ourselves to push through at all costs. It's about being flexible and finding new paths when things don't go as planned. Nature teaches us that success isn't about avoiding adversity, but about how we navigate and adapt to it with grace. Productivity inspired by nature. Now, how can we apply these insights to our everyday lives, especially when it comes to productivity? First, we need to cultivate the awareness that nature's pace can be an ideal model for how we approach some aspects of our work. Rushing through tasks will only drain our creativity, while working steadily and allowing time for rest can lead to more sustainable productivity. Instead of constantly measuring ourselves by how quickly we can finish a task, we can focus on the quality of our work and the intention behind it. It might be difficult sometimes because we are used to seeking constant gratification and validation. If instead we decide to appreciate the progress, it can become easier to persevere during the times of no fruits, knowing the time to celebrate the harvest will arrive. Another key takeaway from nature is the importance of balance. Just as a tree needs sunlight, water, and soil to grow, we need a balanced approach to our creative practices. Allowing time for rest, reflection, and play is just as important as putting in the hard work. By balancing productivity with rest, we allow our minds to stay fresh and our creativity to thrive. Most of all, we avoid burnout, which might make us lose the opportunity to actually see our work grow. Finally, like nature, we should embrace uncertainty. Not every project or idea will grow in the way we expect, and that's okay. Nothing follows a linear path, and neither have we all the time. Sometimes, the most beautiful results come from unexpected directions, and it's that sense of openness to whatever unfolds that makes something beautiful. A closing thought. Let us remember that just like nature, our creativity thrives in its own time and rhythm. By observing it, we can create a productivity practice that nurtures not only our work but our well-being too. These are the 3 lessons of nature for our productive routines. Enjoy the process. Find balance. Embrace uncertainty. Now ask yourself how you can incorporate those characteristics into your life. Next time you feel the pressure to rush, take a moment to breathe deeply and listen to the world around you. You might just discover the wisdom of nature waiting to guide you along the way.